You're listening to Wrestling Talk with Attitude. This is the Joe Cronin Show. Now click like, subscribe, or die.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to State of the WWE. We're back. It's back. It's been a long time, but we're gonna bring back the show. How about that? You thought it was gone, but no, it's back. Not with Chris Tosevich on this one. Just Jesse, just me. It's just us. There's no Chris Tosevich, the almighty God himself, who's dead, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. He's working. He's got a kid, all that stuff. But we're talking State of the WWE. We're talking about wrestling, like we normally do on these things. And
we're talking pacemakers.
And colostomy bags. Remember that? So, what did I get? The no sell almost. So, Night of Champions.
I was trying to think of something funny to say, and I had nothing.
Night of Champions. Night of Champions is coming up, and we know that Cena's going to get his rematch with Lesnar. And that's about it right now. I mean, we know that is the Reigns and Orton thing going to continue? It seems like, right?
Reigns and yeah, definitely. I would think. I mean, they want him to work. They want Reigns to work with somebody like Randy because I think it's a litmus test for him. If you can't have a clean match with Randy, then we know what we're looking at here. Exactly
right. Although I don't know because Randy is. I don't think their styles really complement them.
Okay. Well, I thought that they did. Why would you say they don't? Like, what do you mean?
I mean, they're both kind of just big and slow and full of the same maneuver. I mean, at this point, the scary thing at this point is I'm not a huge fan of Randy Orton's repertoire of moves. And, he's got more than Reigns, it seems like. You know?
Well, he's got filler moves. Reigns doesn't know how to... if it's all planned ahead of time and he practices, I'm sure he could show you some arm drags and some other shit. But if he's got to think on his feet...
Well, I can't wait to see his arm drags.
No, but I mean, you know what I mean? He can't create filler move on his own, just like he can't do a promo without rehearsing it 1,000 times. He doesn't have that charisma, that wit. I'm not saying he can't build it, but, there's certain things you can't really develop, and charisma and just being the guy, you can't just create that. Some of it has to be there. Just because he's The Rock's cousin doesn't mean that he can go to the same fucking, level. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that they see this before Mania and they decide to go with Dean Ambrose instead. I know that they're already pushing Dean, but I hope that they realize that Reigns is a no-go.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're slowing down with Reigns a little bit. I think they're reining him in. I don't know. That was terrible. Trying to figure out. I did that on purpose, obviously. But there's some news right here, like update on Roman Reigns being groomed to win WrestleMania 31. I mean, there's lots of those posts, lots of those dirt sheets, lots of that talk. I've
got no doubt that that's what they want to do. But if, let's say he's so still, let's say it's February and they're actually pushing that angle, but he still had, it clearly, let's say he's still fucking promos up, he's still just as bad. They have to be able to be like, wow, no matter how much we push this guy, if it's so see-through how bad he is, I'm hoping that they scrap that. I mean, because otherwise I do see him winning at Mania, and it just shouldn't happen. He shouldn't be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's scary. I mean, the thought process, this is another one, you know what I mean, some of the editors writing this stuff, that Reigns shouldn't touch Lesnar, shouldn't come in contact with Lesnar until the build towards the WrestleMania 31 match is in full blast. Reigns were to lose a title match to Lesnar right away or at any point before that, I mean, it wouldn't be very good. It'd be really detrimental. It'd be counterproductive. And then they if
what
Reigns,
are you reading? You reading the rumors on that? Because I never thought that they were going to put them together. I actually thought they were going to keep them separate.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what lots of people are mentioning. What could happen in the rumors section? Like this could happen, that could happen, that what has to happen. And I've read this on multiple different sites, multiple different rumor pages, and it seems to be the consensus. I mean, if Reigns was going to beat Lesnar, in the next 3 months for the WWE Championship, I mean, that would be crazy. But that would really mess up Reigns. I mean, you really got to build him kind of like how they did with Daniel Bryan, all the way up until WrestleMania, that type of deal. But or you're in the camp of, no, that's not going to happen, and Daniel Bryan's probably going to come back and end up being in the Rumble. Now, I made a sort of a mistake in my video when I reported about the Tommy John surgery. I didn't separate what I was trying to say, which was if he's injured and needs a little surgery or just needs whatever he needs, it could be 2, 3, 4 months. But what I didn't convey was the Tommy John surgery. I didn't separate the two. Tommy John surgery, he's out 6, 8, 12 months. He's probably not going to make WrestleMania, or he's not going to make the Rumble at least to set up Mania. And it'd be really last minute, maybe, if you got to Mania with Daniel Bryan. After Tommy John surgery, it might not make it. But if it's just a slight injury and he needs a little surgery that isn't Tommy John surgery, then yeah, 3 or 4 months I can see him coming back at the Royal Rumble. But if it is Tommy John surgery, I was incorrect. I should know this because all I did was watch baseball players go under this thing every time, and every time it's season's over, they won't be back until maybe this time next year. So, if it's Tommy John, that's some serious stuff for Daniel Bryan, and more serious, much more serious than I made in my news report, by the way. But I appreciate you all for watching that, though. And make sure you watch our video on the e-cigs. Blue sent us an awesome starter kit that you can go check out if you're ever thinking about them. And there's a good deal on my website. If you go there on joecroneshow.com and you click on it, you'll get all the prices directly from them. But what do you think about Daniel Bryan?
Funk approved.
And he's alive. He's still kicking. He's tooling it. Maybe I'll send some to Terry Funk.
Still smoke. No, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you can. Hey, while I'm plugging stuff, you can find Kill Cliff on my website too, joecroneshow.com. Kill Cliff. There
you can sit there. You can have a Kill Cliff in one hand, a blue in the other. Good times.
And a vagina. I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna go the dildo route, but okay. And a dildo.
No, Michael Cole. That's Michael Cole's route. No.
Oh man.
Oh, Michael.
So,
Michael.
There's a photo out there for all you Prince Devitt fans that appears like WWE is going to allow Prince Devitt to keep his body paint, his signature body paint. Which,
oh boy.
Oh boy.
Too bad he won't be able to keep his moves. Well, it's true. I mean, it's like everyone. Daniel Bryan. Who gives a fuck? The guy doesn't. He's not even fun to watch anymore because they stripped him of everything but his goat fucking shit.
But his goat shit.
Well, it's really. I mean, it sucks if they let. He's injured for one, but for two, I mean, how fucking fun was he to watch anyway when they stripped 80% of his fucking moveset?
Yeah, I mean, just look at what we watched the other day from Kenta. WWE now has Kenta. Kenta. Half of his moves are Daniel Bryan's, and the other half are CM Punk's. But CM Punk's are solved because CM Punk's no longer here. But
he never existed.
Are they going to let Kenta do the go to sleep? I mean, I forget what he actually calls it. It's too bad Tosevich isn't here because he would know.
You know what Michael Cole would be like, he calls this the something or other. It's a variation of, he'll try and pull it off as like, that's a variation on CM Punk's move. It's not quite the same thing, but, I don't know.
You know what Vince McMahon would have called it? Oh, what a move!
I wouldn't be surprised if they'd fucking strip it from him anyway.
They might.
You're going to have a sleeper hold.
We'll call it the Kenta sleep. The Kenta dream. Oh, he's got him in the Kenta dream. What a maneuver! What else we got here? So, I mean, what do you think about the Usos? I mentioned that wouldn't it be cool if the Dudley Boys came back to the WWE and they could like legitimize, they could propel the Usos more, or the Hardys could propel the Usos more. But with all the drug stuff with the Hardys, that's going to be tough. With the Dudley Boys, it seems like WWE doesn't want them, and it seems like Triple H just shunned Kurt Angle away. Now, like I said, this could be a smokescreen, so we all think nothing's happening. But, when stuff leaked about Sting for so long, that all stuff seemed to be true. Now stuff leaks that, Triple H said piss off Kurt Angle.
They don't want to bring in all these guys. I know to us it looks like, oh my God, they could help these other guys, and it can make some great matches and build up these stars. But I would think in Vince's mind, it's like, we only want to, like Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, they want him, right? They don't want guys, they don't want the whole lot of them, because then they're going to fucking outshine the guys they're trying to build right now.
Yeah, I got what you're saying there. Yeah, they don't want him.
Kurt Angle's more legitimate than anyone else besides, Brock Lesnar. I mean, even as good as Seth and Dean are, they're not Kurt Angle and they're not Brock Lesnar. So, I could see Vince like, that's too much legitimacy.
But now Kurt Angle is a guy, I don't know why they wouldn't bring him on in. Because, he's the guy that I would see having tons of big-time matches with people. He's the guy that I don't understand why there's such a quick no to him.
Well, that's kind of my point, because he will have such good matches. Don't you know it's not about the matches? It's about 36 minutes of matches, 2.5 hours of bullshit.
It's about
but your point there is
merchandise.
That's exactly why they don't care about the matches. If they did, you would see Kurt Angle. You would see 20-minute matches, 15-minute matches to tell a story, not 5 minutes, 8 minutes with a commercial in between, and a shitty fucking storyline ending. They don't care about the wrestling. I hate that. Yeah,
and maybe don't. Maybe it's the marketing, and maybe they feel like, hey, we got Jack Swagger. Now we're gonna bring in Kurt Angle. Then Jack Swagger will just be a shadow.
Which one's the real American?
Yeah, see, that's where you could go right there with the two of them right away. Who's the real American? They both, you know what I mean? That would be fun.
Well, what's Kurt Angle's gimmick in TNA? I don't watch. So he's not the same red, white, and blue fucking...
Yeah, he pretty much is. He's the wrestling machine. He's got the gold medal thing. Yeah, no, he's a more serious version of what he was in the WWE. In the WWE, even when he was trying to be serious, people were still like, you suck, you suck, you suck. You suck, like that. And then he did the goofy stuff, and he was great in the WWE because how funny he was many times.
Well, when I stopped watching was 2001. So in 2002, 2003, like up to his match with Lesnar at WrestleMania, he looked like a badass during that time.
Yes.
Was the crowd receiving him as a badass?
Yeah, he got a little more badass. That is true. But in TNA, he's been the most badass he's been in TNA. He's like a real dude. You know what I mean? I'm fucking Kurt Angle. You want to step in the ring with me, I'm going to choke you out. Well,
what do you think they're going to do with the Bully Ray thing, or Billy, whatever the fuck his name is?
People could just call him Billy Butt from now on. Nothing. They don't want him, and that's it. And he's out of TNA.
No, I thought they were taking Bully. I thought they were trying to get Bubba Ray.
So no, I don't think so. Everything I heard about what Triple H said, unless you read something I didn't read, I don't know.
No. I must have misinterpreted. That's crazy. So they don't want any of these guys.
It doesn't seem like it. So, if you thought there was no chance AJ Styles was going to come here. He showed up at Raw one time, or he showed up in the building one time, and they just, no, hey, we got this guy. We got like 16 of these
happy.
guys.
I hear AJ's happy doing what he's doing. He's making happy. Like as much as he was in TNA, from what I hear.
Yeah, he's got a family. He was one of the higher paid guys. There's another question for you. That can be a huge reason why WWE doesn't want to bring in someone like Kurt Angle, maybe saying, I'm going to get a couple million, all that stuff. Well, the WWE is budget cutting left and right. So you're going to sign a guy for $2 million, $3 million, who comes in and right off the bat, you're in the negative until he starts selling stuff.
I could see them bringing all these guys in for like WrestleMania if they've got nothing else to. But other than that, it really does outshine their current roster, unless the way they do it. They want a lot of talking storyline. If you're going to have great matches, then I do think Kurt Angle and all these other guys could add to the roster and add to the build-up and help build some of these stars up that are being held down. But the fact is, they don't want that. They want storyline.
Yeah, especially when someone like Kurt Angle goes away. Not Kurt Angle. Brock Lesnar goes away. Chris Jericho goes away. But no, then you keep Angle. He can have a freaking wrestling match with people. I'd like to see Kurt Angle versus Seth Rollins. I'd like to see that. We saw Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. That was amazing. We could get him versus Shawn Michaels. So Kurt Angle, to me, if I was WWE, I might be thinking like, I don't know about Bubba Ray and Devon or Bully Ray. I'm not really sure yet. But Kurt Angle, let's get him. If he's not trying to fuck us for like millions of dollars and he wants to sign for something that we can afford to sign him for, what else is he gonna do? Hey Kurt, here you go. $800,000, or go to fucking ROH, what do you want to do? They hold all the cards as far as Kurt Angle if there's no TNA. If the TNA continues, Kurt Angle's going to be, he's got nothing else to do. So he's got to take it or leave it. And then if he blows up somehow in the WWE again, you know, then they get a winner. They can re-sign a contract and then he's in. Or is he just playing an RVD role? I don't know. I would love to see him show back up. He's the asset. He's the one guy who could come in and wrestle still at his age and still put on a show like RVD kind of can. So it's interesting to me. I mean, I don't know, and I'd like to see the Team 3D. I'd like to see the Dudley Boys show up and have some kind of tables match with the Usos. I mean, the crowd every week has been chanting for tables. When they pulled them out last Monday, I mean, people almost came on themselves. I mean, people were really amazed that the table came on. They were like, finally, you know, there's this huge cheer for the table. Like, they couldn't believe they got it.
I don't know why. I guess they can get excited. I don't know. I wasn't too excited. I know that they always use tables at fucking house shows.
Yeah, I know.
They're always doing all these little things. I don't know. And we just saw them at Extreme Rules. We saw a flaming table. Sorta. I don't know. You're right, though. People were excited. I think I was more excited just the fact that those guys were having such a great match. I mean,
well, they got bonus cinder blocks too. You forget about that. Look out.
That was so. God damn it! That match.
No IQ was amazed by it. I was listening to No IQ. I listened.
That's why I can't stand him.
I was listening to No IQ, and he was like, "That spot with the cinder blocks was great." He was like, "It was so well done, and I really enjoyed that." You know,
probably just wondering where Dean really went to.
They were talking about how it could have been. He was talking about how it could be the match of the year and that type of thing. One of the matches.
Yeah,
of the
up
year.
Until that fucking point.
He's right. Yeah, it was until that cinder block thing was kind of like, like it was like, oh, this is awesome, and then it ended. It wasn't terrible.
In a fucking cake. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, he landed in a cake.
He fell.
And several people mentioned this to me, by the way. Several people mentioned this to me, and then I went and saw No IQ's review of it, and he mentioned how, oh wow, it was such a great spot. And it's like I don't think it was a great spot at all. I totally disagree with him on that. But he has totally the right to his own opinion too. And he might change his opinion later on. He might need to watch it again. I don't know. Who cares? That's the whole reason why I wanted to do a thing with him one time, and he fucking blew me off, and that's why I call him No IQ now. Huh, that's what, right? Someday I'm gonna have more subs than him, and maybe he won't give a shit. He doesn't care. He's doing his own thing. Anyway. But those type of things, when you want to react to somebody and you want to fucking call them out on it, or you want to say, my opinion, that's why I think, the reason why I reach out, I know this isn't what the show's about and I'm going into a fucking place I shouldn't go, but the reason why I wanted to do something with him is because our opinions differ sometimes on things so strongly that I think our debates at each other would be amazing. I hate being yesed back. I mean, most of the time people agree with me or something, it seems like, and, with him, it would be like an educated argument about wrestling, and that's what
Michael Cole is a great announcer. What are you talking about, Joe?
Michael, I just crapped my pants. I don't know. I wish I could do him.
Michael,
what do you think?
Give me the lube.
So is that Ambrose is going to be back in time for Night of Champions, I think. Or at least
I have no idea. You would know more about that. I figured he was going to be gone for a minute.
I know he's going to be gone. I thought he was going to be gone for like 3 weeks. I didn't think he was really going to be gone this whole thing. I don't know if they're going to write him off of the pay-per-view or if this is something where he's going to come back. How can they book the match if he's not here, though, is the problem.
I don't think you do a cinder block spot for a 3-week. I mean, I don't know. It just seemed like they were setting him up for a long, unless you're John Cena, you break your whole fucking back and I'm back.
What you could do is feud Seth Rollins with somebody else. And then Dean can come back at the pay-per-view in a surprise attack or something.
That's exactly what yes, that's the way to go. You have him come back at another point in time, say maybe on not necessarily on a cash-in, because that would take the believability out. It'd be like, well, how did Dean know that he came here? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly,
But he could come out at some point and do like a surprise thing. Yeah, like, I don't know when you would do it. He's done it enough times on the cash-in attempts. I think just like when Seth starts forgetting about him and then he comes back and makes his presence known. I mean, have you heard anything about that? 3 weeks, 3 months, anything?
I had thought I heard the 3 weeks thing. But, I forget now, to be honest, and I don't have the means
Must be a shitty movie.
Yeah, well, it probably is. I mean, it's WWE.
Oh yeah, but, I mean, even a fucking popcorn little shit ass movie, you got to take more than 3 weeks, unless he's just doing a fucking cameo thing.
And I have been challenged by Blake Saleh and my beautiful bride,
You hear this?
Calloway, to the ALS
Yeah.
Ice Bucket Challenge.
The Undertaker did the Ice Bucket Challenge.
I'm going to challenge 6 people. I'm going to challenge Tracy Murray, Charles Papa Bear Wright,
You think you get a better camera and microphone?
Jody Jones, David Neal, Pastor Mac,
Odie Jones.
Pastor Mac, did you hear that?
Yeah.
You've been called out, Pastor Mac.
Pastor Mac, and Gunnar Calloway. Let's do this.
Let's do this. He said it.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Oh man,
Who the hell screamed?
I think that's, I don't know if that's his kid or who that was that screamed, but let's do this. That was great.
Do this!
Oh, that is so great. Undertaker doing the Ice Bucket Challenge in the dark, by the way. Epic. Really, an Ice Bucket Challenge in the dark? Nice one, retard. Says Hustle Loyalty Berry.
Triple H is burying people, man.
Someone else wrote, he now requires surgery. That's terrible.
Surgically repair this.
Man, these are all terrible comments. Only people on a dirt sheet site like this piece of crap site would write terrible stuff about The Undertaker. Old man Undertaker. Really another 4chan pedo troll having to come up with some witty remark. Nice one, retard. This is just like, this screams of dirt sheets. Like, everyone on this channel just like crapping on The Undertaker for stupid reasons and just crapping on each other. They're
all mad because he lost the streak.
Yeah, they're either they're like, I used to love him, but now I'm mad at him. Screw him for tapping out or for getting pinned. Unbelievable funny. I mean, they're all like, they must be little kids reading this site, believing it. You know what I mean? That's what I've come down to. It's all like, 11-year-old kids believing this site. They watch Schlong's View and believe him. I mean, this is what it is.
Welcome.
I guess there's a lot of reports that Rey Mysterio had a handshake deal with Triple H. I mean, I find it hard to believe that. I just find it hard to believe that Rey would be like, yeah, this handshake, yeah, okay. I mean, Conan would be able to tell us this. I mean, you think?
What do you mean a handshake deal? Like something that wasn't done on paper?
Yeah, exactly. Like you think Rey Mysterio was like, oh yeah, I totally believe everything is gonna be okay if I shake.
Yeah, I trust you.
Yeah. I trust you.
Where did you read that? Is that just a rumor?
That's another rumor that's been flying around that Rey Mysterio is had a handshake deal or had an idea, that he was okay to leave, that type of thing. But I mean, maybe it's true because I mean he got to leave. But no, I'm sorry, it's not true at all. I'm thinking Alberto Del Rio. It's not true at all because Rey can't wrestle and there's this big problem now and the paychecks and all this stuff that's going on, which is why I brought up the fact that you think Rey's stupid and is like, oh yeah, handshake deal. Yeah, I believe everything. Now that I shook your hand, it's okay to do whatever I want. I can go to AAA. I can do whatever. I take pictures. I'm not going to get sued. I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm not going to get fucked over for money. Yeah, I totally believe you, fucking Paul. Let me shake your hand. Yeah, I don't believe.
You want me to go get the shovel?
I'll bury myself. I don't think that Rey Mysterio is not stupid. Rey Mysterio has been in this business a long time.
He's injury prone, but he ain't stupid.
No, Rey Mysterio has been in this business a while, and he knows what he's doing. He doesn't handshake, and I don't know what kind of.
If he went to AAA, they would flip out.
Oh, he's gonna go. He's gonna go to AAA.
I think it'll be good for him, just because those fans will go nuts for Rey.
I mean, here's the thing to think about for the WWE is you're gonna lose your Latino audience, your Mexican, anybody in those demographics. Leah goes, they'll still have El Torito. Yeah, they'll still have those guys from playing.
Hell, Michael, he could carry the belt.
You'll still have those guys playing the wrong race of people. So,
yeah.
I mean, can you imagine AAA? I mean, it's going to blow up. I mean, because anyone who's on the fence between WWE, are we going to watch these gringos, be idiots, or are we going to watch fucking some real shit go on? No, you're going to watch AAA. especially if you're down there near Texas and that area.
I love how you go into Bret Hart. You want to watch a gringo?
Yeah, you know something? You Vince McMahon, you got it all wrong. As far as the Hitman's concerned, you think that the AAA and all the Latinos and Mexican wrestlers are gonna watch those gringos, just fly around run off the ropes 7 times and put the same damn holds on people when they can watch high-flying, crazy lucha libre action? I don't think so. Sorry.
My brother Owen, he was part Mexican.
Oh, man. Conan. We got to get Conan back on to talk about that. I got to get him. I haven't sent him any messages. We should do that, though. We should talk with him. And by the way, since we're talking about Conan, MLW Radio. It's at MLW.com or MLWradio.com, something like that. He is great. That show is great. Those guys are great. Go listen to those guys if you don't do it. Highly recommend them. If you're not going to listen to me, listen to them, okay? And listen to me and them. How about that? Those guys are in the business.
They give quality interviews.
They're in the business. They know what they're doing. They have interviews. I don't know. That's not really Bret Hart. That's like somebody just mad. Evan Bourne talks WWE referees getting bonuses for calling disqualifications. By the way, what I'm doing right now is I'm calling BS on the dirt sheets. There's a guy on YouTube. He will just repeat the news of the dirt sheets. Tell you, I don't know if it's real or not, but check this out. This is the news. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call what I think is bullshit of the dirt sheets, and that's what we're doing right now in State of the WWE on our news section. I'm gonna come up with a segment for this, by the way, like anti-news or setting the record straight or something like that. I don't know. Former WWE superstar Evan Bourne now goes by the ring name Matt Sydal. Recently did a shoot interview with You Shoot on IPPV. And if you don't know about them, they charge $15.99 for those shoots. I don't think you could call any of the producers little bitches at all. Every now and then they try to get the referees to be snitches on us, not the agents in the talent relations chain. Someone would leverage a referee for information. I always felt like that might have been a thing that went on. Like, that's weird. That's bizarre. Now, that's a quote from him from the interview. So this ain't dirt sheet. That's real. Referees, and this is quotes, referees were always with wrestlers. On the house shows, they would join the ring crew, so they would travel completely separately. There was certainty. They'd pit us against each other. They did stuff like if you're doing something totally illegal, like if you have a 5 count in the corner and you're punching the guy, the ref counts to 5 and he disqualifies you. He got a bonus for that DQ because he followed the rules, and we didn't. And he says, I'm dead serious. That was the thing. They would bonus the ref for applying the rule set.
They would give him a bonus for being a ref.
Yeah,
well,
so
that's funny because back in the day, do you remember not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago actually, maybe it was on a SmackDown, I think it was. They did something like that. I think it was on the SmackDown review Chris and I did, because we were like, holy shit, there was a DQ because of the rope. When's the last time you ever seen that shit?
Yeah. So it almost sounds like the WWE. See, that stuff I actually like, but it almost seems like the WWE is like, we're not going to look stupid. But what I don't understand about that is many times they do look stupid and do it on purpose. But when it's on accident, no. So if you hit a guy 6 times and the referee's counting and gets to 5, and the guy doesn't stop doing it, he ends up DQing, even though the plan was for that guy for Evan to win, maybe.
Yeah, do that shit in the fucking main event spot and screw up the finish. You won't be getting a paycheck. You'll be getting a pink slip.
Yeah, can you imagine the referee doing that? Here's a bonus. You know what I mean? The referee just does what he always does. Yep.
He
gets fired. Champ. Oh man. Well,
sorry, champ. It's the rules.
I mean, they're calling it tight at house shows. They're calling it like the NFL referees are doing it in the preseason, I guess, is the best way to compare that.
Well, they do that at the house shows, or like I don't know exactly what you just were referring to, but they do little things like they'll end a match, not necessarily on the rope thing, but they're more about the technical rules. If you look at a house show, and that's because they have to give you a decent match, but they have to make sure it ends without a title change or any of that shit because it's not on TV. So they'll make sure that, like, for instance, Dolph Ziggler tried to cash in when I went to the house show, and it was like everything was cool, and then they went on this technicality why he didn't do it. It was because the bell didn't ring or didn't ring in time or something.
Kevin Rivera on the bottom of this post, dude. He goes, sounds like someone's butthurt that WWE didn't keep him. It's like, no, he's not butthurt. He's just told the story about what happens at house shows sometimes, and that's all he said. He didn't say anything crazy. And then this guy says, big deal. House shows don't really matter that much since they're not televised. And I mean, that's what it is. It's a house show. So listen, we're going to try to keep this authentic. And if you fucking don't get in the ring fast enough, I'm going to count you out. And that's what it is. It's, I don't know.
I am confused by all this just simply because it's like, okay, we're going to change it up when we get to TV. But you're going to do it this way when you're not on TV. How are you giving them practice to be on TV? You don't usually do those technical rules when you're on TV because it's so based around the finish.
Right.
I don't get what's with all this rule shit and since when does WWE give a shit anyway?
I think it's less. I think it's less about the rules and less about things. You know what I think it's about is training the referees to listen, training the referees to be proactive, not having a referee who's like 1, 2. All right, stop. And, just making sure the referee is commanding, so that when it's on TV and the referee can't do that, he's still commanding, so it's believable, as opposed to a lackadaisical type of thing, which sometimes you see with referees, and it's not good. I was in a wrestling school once, and one of the guys that was sort of being the referee all the time was really annoying. He was terrible, and I used to remember being like talking with him, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to be a referee and stuff." And I used to think, like, sometimes when he was reffing, I used to wish I was reffing. Because when I saw him reffing, I was like, I kind of want to jump in there and ref, because he was not counting hard. He was being lazy. There'd be a pin, he wouldn't even be down close to the mat yet, and it would look stupid. He was making the whole thing look dumb. And a referee's job is to make it look better, help it along, give instructions to the wrestlers. And this guy would yell stuff out so loud, everyone would hear him. So everyone would hear him. He'd be slow. It was terrible. He'd be like, you'd be in the middle of the match, and he'd be like, all right, guys, let's take it home.
Wow.
Like, no, stop. Don't say it that loud. And this was this wrestling place's, like, main guy, by the way. Like, he was, like, the second to the main guy. But they loved him and stuff. And it was like, but this is terrible. Listen, I think he knows what he can do it, but somebody needs to coach this guy. You can't be like, let's take it outside the ring for a few. You can't say that, and I shouldn't be able to hear that. You should be like 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, let's take it outside. Take it outside the ring. That's what you say. You don't
give me the damn Iggy. Are you dead or not?
It was just bad. I don't know, and I really didn't.
I'm confused by that story. I don't know whether it's just like what the fuck. Because if the referees are having to do that, then they're getting in the way of a finish and getting in the way of spots. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's usually not the holdup for a match.
Yeah.
So how often are these guys getting paid off? Because I don't think that happens often. And if it happens at house shows, you're kind of screwing up the wrestler's ability to have a full, thorough match and to be able to have a finish. Like, what the fuck? If it's part of the fucking match for you to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, I mean, I don't know. What are they saying? That the guys don't...
So if the guy,
how involved are the rest of referees in the finish? Do you know that? Because I don't.
Yeah, I mean, Chris brought it up a while back. Tosevich brought up the fact that they're told to count to 3, but that's clearly not true, because especially like on Raw the other night, there was one pin. I forget who it was, and I wish I knew the example, but I remember the referee could have hit the mat with a 3, and he slid away, and then the guy kicked out, and it was like, so that they're not trained to hit 3. The referee wasn't. I mean, maybe at house shows they're gonna do it, because it doesn't matter. But WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar, that stuff. It wasn't. The referee didn't count to 3 because the Undertaker forgot to kick out. The Undertaker counted to 3. I mean, the referee counted to 3 because whether in the match, before the match, or months before, they had planned on Brock winning. Whether it was during the match itself or before. I mean, the Undertaker could have said, hey, I don't know how I'm going to do out there. I don't know what's going to happen, but if I feel like I want it to be over, I'm going to lose. I'm going to whatever. And the ref knows that, and then they go out there and they do it. But it's very, very hard to believe that match was called on the fly. Now,
I just don't understand this rumor. It just sounds stupid. Like, they give bonuses to guys who treat it like a sport and pretend like there's not a planned finish.
yeah, so if the wrestlers do their jobs, which is to be acting like wrestlers, which is to be adhering to the referee's rules. Listen. So let's say Evan Bourne is going up against. Let's use two people. Let's say Seth Rollins is fighting Dean Ambrose, right? And Dean Ambrose is supposed to win the match by his finishing maneuver and a pin, but he's in the corner, and he starts punching him, and the referee counts to a 5, and he continues to punch him, to a 7.
You're supposed to go, break it, goddammit, break it, I said,
Yeah.
and that's it. You're not supposed to stop the match.
Yeah, but Evan Bourne is saying the referee could say, "That's it, ring the bell," and then Dean goes, "Well, what the hell?" And the referee goes, "You weren't listening to me. I was telling you to, 5. You have a 5. Maybe you could have gotten one more in. You kept going. No, like that's it." And then in the backstage, Triple H says, "Here's your bonus, referee." And you know something, Dean? What the hell were you doing?
Yeah,
unless it's in
the match. Here's your check.
Unless it's in the storyline,
Yeah, exactly.
If they planned on, no, Dean, you're gonna hit him 7 times. The referee's gonna try to break it up at 5. You hit him 2 more times, then you get off him, and then you go back and you do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the referee tries to break it up. You hit him again, then you move out of the way. That's a spot. That's a planned spot. That's different.
Yeah.
But if just on your own you're deciding to do these wild things because the WWE wants you to wrestle a certain way, which goes back to the way the WWE wants you to wrestle versus which is why someone like Kenta or someone like that coming in gets in trouble, because they're kind of trying to really control everything. And so I could understand that if that's what they're talking about. But where on Raw the referee might not do that, but while they're doing the off-camera stuff, they're going to try to train the wrestler and the referee to do their best job to be in control.
See, this would make sense if there was no crowd. That's where this story would make sense. Because if there's a crowd there, I don't give a shit. Like if you're trying to teach the referees, those people paid money, and you're not stopping a match over something because you're teaching a referee. That shit should be done without an audience.
I think they're teaching the wrestlers too. Is the thing though?
No, I get what you're saying. It just sounds so confusing because when you go to these shows, yeah, there's mistakes, but you're not like seeing. Okay, guys, we got to 5, so we're gonna do something else for the next 8 minutes because we didn't let him finish.
Yeah, I mean,
you see guys finish matches when they don't break the 5 count or when they keep punching. The referee gets in between them and says, "Hey, come on, I'm gonna fucking DQ you."
Yeah. Well,
I've never seen a match stopped, actually probably ever like that, except when we were watching that fucking SmackDown recently. I've really never seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say something. I mean, Evan Bourne says that this has happened at house shows and stuff, but and maybe what do I know? I mean, maybe Evan Bourne obviously knows more than I do, but I've been to about 30 house shows myself, and I've not really ever can I think of a situation where weird stuff happens. But I will say there has been times, like even after Raw, when Zack Ryder was called out for like a bonus, the bonus match, and the people curtain called Zack Ryder, and all of a sudden they just added him to the match, and then they just kind of had a whoop.
That's different. They could go, "Hey kid, they fucking get out there."
I mean, they had him do a whoop-de-doo match, and I'm sure they were like, "Zach, you're gonna hit him with your finisher and win," and that's what ended up happening.
Yeah, okay, but then the referee fucking stops him at a 5 count and fucks that up. So that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't make sense, and so I get what you're saying, and you're starting to make me think it's all bullshit now too.
Been confused since you brought it up. I'm sitting here like, God damn, what does this mean?
Opened up a pile of worms for us. I don't know. Damn it, Evan Bourne, you want to come on and explain yourself? Evan Bourne,
you want
come
a
on
referee?
The show.
Is that what you want?
That's it. I'm going to send an email to Evan Bourne tomorrow, and I want to know that exact answer. That's the first question we're asking if we get him on the show. That's what we're doing. No doubt about it.
You count to 5. You don't break the hold. You get the fuck out.
You kick him in the head. What do you think, Night of Champions? Do you think this is going to be terrible? I mean, didn't last year we got a pretty good Night of Champions last year, didn't we?
You were bitching.
I was bitching about it?
Yeah, well, remember they didn't even defend half the titles.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But the best match wasn't.
And then Daniel Bryan got a circle jerk. I don't even remember the match. Was it Randy Orton?
It might have been. Yeah, that's right. I didn't like that, but I did like. I think it was Cody Rhodes and wasn't it in the Shield?
They had a good, well, okay, they had a good match at the Battleground. Did they also have a good one at Night of Champions?
Oh, maybe they did. Well, the Shield had a pretty good match with somebody.
Well, yeah, okay, there was probably a good match, but overall pay-per-view, it was a stinker.
Yeah, you're right. What was this? It was 2013. So.
I don't think we had any good pay-per-views really until Survivor Series sucked, Battleground sucked, Hell in a Cell. I think we were pretty pissed, except for a couple funny parts, I think, or something. And then TLC, I think everyone was pretty pleasantly surprised with, considering, if I remember. I don't think we had a good fucking pay-per-view after SummerSlam the whole 2013, though. I mean, yeah. And I am worried about this. Remember, I've been saying this. I said, remember, SummerSlam's going to be pretty good, and
there was there was a tag team tournament last year. There was the singles match, Curtis Axel against Kofi Kingston. I don't remember that, so it wasn't good. AJ Lee versus defeated Natalya, Brie Bella, and Naomi in submission.
Oh boy.
Rob Van Dam with Ricardo Rodriguez defeated.
Oh fuck! Do you see why this was fucking? Jesus Christ! My brain was like, "You're not remembering this. You got other shit you can do."
This just went right out of the fucking mind. Alberto Del Rio. Then The Miz defeated Fandango.
God.
Then Paul Heyman and Curtis Axel defeated CM Punk.
Okay, that was the part where we might have had something funny because didn't Paul get up like on the cell?
Wasn't this the one where CM Punk came out and said, "Time to die"?
I think it was.
He got ready to do the clobber in time, and he was just like,
yeah, because this was the only match he had against Paul Heyman.
Oh, it was hilarious. That was really funny. I
remember when you first got the network, you're like, first thing I watched.
Yeah, the first Time to Die. That was the best thing that happened in the whole thing. Dean Ambrose defeated Dolph Ziggler. I think I remember that match being like okay, but we thought they would give us more.
Now that you said that, I'm like, I want to see that now. I want to go back and see if it was good.
Yeah, I think it was okay. I think it was pretty good, but we knew that they could do better. But we were happy just to see those two wrestling each other, you know. And then Daniel Bryan defeated Randy Orton.
Yeah.
WWE Championship match.
And Battleground was
and then they took it away from the next night or something like that.
So I'm actually worried about this. The only thing is I am wondering, is the shit with Cena and Brock going to be another like holy shit kind of thing, whatever they do? Or is it just going to be typical now? John Cena makes an excuse and then he shows that even whether he wins or loses, it's just going to get cheesy again.
There's a few things here. There's the whole thing about him winning the title for the 16th time. Ric Flair, the 16. Could Cena, is that going to be a big thing that they wrap this around where 16 suplexes, 16 championships, Ric Flair 16. Is it going to be a big happy ending Cena thing where he goes on a run? Or is it going to be a negative thing where he does win and then he turns heel and attacks Flair or something on Raw?
Okay, I got an idea. What if he turns heel, Paul Heyman helps him, but he doesn't win the title? What if you still have that same epic moment, but Brock Lesnar somehow still wins? I don't know if that makes sense, but you could have two moments in one night. Yeah. One, Paul Heyman turns Cena heel and everything, and then you think Brock's going to lose, and he fucking wins, but you know that, okay, Paul's still fucked up, so this is going to go crazy tomorrow night. Brock's the champ, and he's going to get fucking Paul for this shit, and we're going to see if, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know the exacts, but I think you could do both. You could have him turn on him, but Brock doesn't get beat. What's the point if he gets beat in a month? Yeah,
no, I hope to God they don't do that. I don't think they're going to do that. I think, but I think the realistic thing would be that Brock Lesnar just beats Cena again, but this time Cena puts up a bigger fight, but Brock still beats him, and now we're really convinced that Brock Lesnar is the man, you know, and they've really built up Brock Lesnar now. I mean, that would be.
I had another good thought on the heel. I'm sorry to interrupt. This is pretty. Yeah. I think it's good though. What if you have Cena turn heel and it gets to be as dirty as we all want, but Cena's kind of quiet? It's Paul Heyman doing the talking, and Cena just comes out and tries to do dastardly things. Maybe he throws in some good shit here and there, but it's not anything that can hurt his Make-A-Wish or any of that. See, this would just be really well planned out.
That's great, and then Heyman can do all the talking. And Cena doesn't say anything. You're right. Cena almost doesn't talk anymore.
And you could still get that dark, dirty, fucking lovely heel that we all love, and that's Paul Heyman. He can make it dark, and the Make-A-Wish kids aren't going to really, you know, when Cena goes back to face again, that part, the kids won't remember that part. They're going to just remember that Cena's good again. And we're going to remember the Paul Heyman fucking Cena heel turn. That's like you and me.
And you could also say that, and if you're like, why would Paul Heyman leave Brock after all the blah, blah, blah? Well, Paul Heyman could easily just say, it's easy. Why did I leave Brock Lesnar? The money, like, or whatever. Just like, you're not going to say it like that. That'd be cheesy. But, just say, well, some people are underpaid. And some people know what their value is. And my value is phenomenal. I got Brock Lesnar to where he was to beat The Undertaker. That's how much I'm worth, that type of thing. And I wasn't being respected by Brock Lesnar as far as money goes. But John came to me with something like that. That type of thing. That's what he could do.
Well, the only bad thing is Brock would have to do promos now.
Well, I think Brock would just be gone.
Well, after fucking getting turned on by yeah. Okay. So there's no backlash the following Monday night on Raw?
That's it. Brock Lesnar's gone.
I could deal with that. If fucking Paul comes out and cuts a great promo, and I believe that Cena is heel now because Brock, because Heyman's helping it along. I could totally dig that.
Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar shows up at the Rumble. How about that? As an entrance.
Something, yeah. But I think that could carry it if you just fucking don't let Cena muck it up and you actually use Paul to do the dirty work as far as taking it too far.
I think, and by the way, I really believe, here's what I believe they're going to do. I think Cena is going to lose again to Lesnar, and then I think Mr. Batista is going to be they're going to try for Batista face again to face Lesnar.
That I agree. All that great shit I just was thinking, I'm like, well, that's a pipe dream, but what you just said is probably more along the lines.
Now, what's something I was cool? Now, this is just something I want to see. It's not going to happen because it can't happen now, I don't think. But what would be really cool is if, like, Cena won the championship back again. Well, this wouldn't be cool because I'd hate that. But if Cena won the championship back again, it'd be funny if Cena had that. And then, actually, let's go to Chris's, something Chris would like. Instead of Cena winning it, how about Lesnar is the WWE champion? And then he said, you put your money in the bank on the line against me or whatever. And then Seth Rollins actually does it. And then Brock Lesnar beats Seth Rollins for the money in the bank. And so he's sitting there with the money in the bank, sitting there with the title belt, beat John Cena twice. It would be insane. That would be crazy. And
then Dean comes out and beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, maybe Dean or maybe something. But then think about this. Think about how cool it would be at WrestleMania or something like that. And maybe not WrestleMania, but anything, even a pay-per-view or a house show or something like that. Brock Lesnar's wrestling somebody like, say, Batista or somebody like that. And Brock Lesnar loses somehow. Whatever the reason is, a great thing to do would be the referee gets knocked out or the referee got knocked over or something, and then Batista just beats the crap out of him with a chair or hits him in the head with a chair and knocks him out, and then the referee covers him and then he pins him, and then Batista's holding up the championship, and then Batista hands the ref the fucking briefcase and F5s him and then just wins it back again. It'd be like,
oh my god,
that would be awesome. I don't know why. However they did it, somehow they could do something like that where the champion ends up with the briefcase too. That would be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, it would make me mad because I'd know that
Brock lost. And we wasted Seth Rollins. Yeah, that would be a raging.
Yeah, that's what would get me upset. But they're gonna waste all this anyway. Watch, they're gonna make hopefully not, but they're gonna what Brock has done now. I'm hoping that it's not going to be so cookie cutter like you're thinking, but I think it will.
I'm also worried that WWE is going to try for Batista Babyface 2 or something, and they would try to make Batista the guy again at WrestleMania with Reigns even. Something like that.
Oh my god, this is
be a nightmare.
Is pissing me off now.
Reigns,
all of this shit.
Reigns and Batista would piss me. I just wouldn't, unless they're wrestling each other just in a regular match in the middle of Mania maybe or something. I can deal with it, but
not the main event, God.
No way. Yeah, no. Please, no.
That motherfucker cocks his arm and then hits the ground. I want to punch him.
Wouldn't it be awesome?
But it's for kids. It works good for kids, but come on, dude.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
If the guy could work like Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins had that, he almost has a Batman gimmick, but I don't care because it's fucking, he can, he gets it done.
Do this!
I don't know. I think they're gonna ruin all of this now, and then think whatever they do come up with is so fucking brilliant. Give us half of what we want and fuck, you know. I'm not too fucking happy with this. I mean,
well, I can tell, yeah.
What the fuck? They're okay. It's like you're saying. Cena's gonna have another match. Then Batista's gonna have a couple, and then who else? Somebody boring. Randy Orton, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be fun though. That might be fun to see him and Brock for a couple Royal Rumbles like a Royal Rumble. I think that's when you'll see the most boring shit.
It might
like
be. I could see that being a travesty too. The thing I like about Cena and Brock is, like, you know, I don't know what it is, but it seems brutal. It seems brooding. You know, you see Brock get flipped around. I mean, that's what I liked about actually The Undertaker and Brock more, was now Brock, when Brock gets to wrestle someone who's bigger than him, it's fun because Brock actually realizes he's going to throw himself around. But when he wrestles someone that's smaller and they couldn't throw him around like that, he doesn't do that because it's not believable or whatever. So it's fun when it's someone bigger, like Big Show. Remember Big Show and him or Mark Henry or somebody on Raw or whatever, throwing him and he almost broke his neck? Like, he does that. He throws himself. And Lesnar turns into, you know, heavyweight Shawn Michaels. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I enjoy the crap out of that.
What if Dean Ambrose, like, stayed away for, well, even if they used him, and then he won the Rumble, which I could totally see them doing, like, even a 1st to 30 with him, like Shawn Michaels, because he's just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then, you know, him and Seth both have the opportunity to be at WrestleMania. Like, you know what I mean? It'll be two guys who can cash in on whoever the champ is.
Yeah.
Which would probably be Lesnar.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what they would do with that, but it would be like, okay, Seth cashes. I don't know.
Do you think that? Do you think that it's possible that they figure out what we all know, that we all want to see, and eventually that Seth Rollins ends up with the WWE Championship, and then he gets to wrestle Dean? I wish they almost did this at WrestleMania. Remember the other night when Dean did that fucking, you know, through the ropes rebound and then clothesline Seth into hell?
Oh, hell yeah.
Can you imagine if he did that at WrestleMania? Like, Seth Rollins was beating the crap out of Dean and like really was getting at him, and then he threw him into the ropes, but Dean caught himself right there and then did that clothesline and then covered him and beat him. The fucking place would explode.
Okay, but first off, who's gonna? So he cashed in on Lesnar previous. So that's the only. So that no. He cashes in, right?
No, here's what you do.
What are we doing?
I would do under Lesnar's a monster, all that bullshit. The Undertaker shows up at a pay-per-view, comes through the ring, screws Lesnar for the title, or no, forget screwing Lesnar for the title even. Undertaker shows up out of the ring after when Lesnar's celebrating towards the end of the pay-per-view holding up the title belt.
Shit, there you go.
Choke slams him or tombstones him or whatever. Tombstones him, and then Undertaker leaves. And right as he's leaving, Seth Rollins is running out there with the fucking Money in the Bank. And he stares at the Undertaker, looks at him, and then he just keeps going and goes into the ring. Bam, cashing in. 1, 2, 3. Lesnar's out. Lesnar's done. And Seth Rollins is the champion. And now you set up Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, grudge match, WrestleMania 31. Seth Rollins is the champion. Dean Ambrose wins the Royal Rumble. Bam.
I agree with all that. The only thing I'm going to take out is the match at 31 because honestly, that could put closure on the Undertaker Lesnar thing for me. I don't want to see them again.
I don't want to. I kind of don't.
But I love that idea. That is such a good idea.
I am so with you in a way that I don't want to see Undertaker again, maybe, and that type of thing, and I hope he retires. But there is a huge, and I don't think we need the epic Undertaker match that we've been getting, except for last year, which wasn't good. I would almost guarantee this year would be better because it has to be better. Anything's better than last year. But also, I think there's a huge thirst, like for retribution, even though he lost. Like I said, people were shocked and were just done. But now I think people are really like...
okay, that's what I thought your little moment you just said would provide. Undertaker screws him.
Maybe you're right.
And then he just leaves. He got his revenge. That's what I saw it as. I saw it as a great way to put a closure on that. Mm-hmm. And then also, that would be what, one match, a fucking moment with the Undertaker, and then another match.
Oh my God! And then Undertaker gets his revenge, and everyone's happy. It's a happy ending. That's what I want. I want a happy ending for the Undertaker. Believe it or not, that's what I want. I want that feel good, crazy, happy ending. And he salutes everybody. And you know what I mean? You know that's his retirement there. You know what I mean? And he gets this crazy send off.
Wait, when Seth comes out, what's the Undertaker doing? He's already split.
Yeah, like the Undertaker just immediately kind of steps through the ropes, and then starts walking.
Yeah,
away.
well, by the time he gets back wherever the fuck he's at, you hear Seth's music, and he's a heel, I assume, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Unless they switched him by this point, and that'd be kind of different.
No, keep Seth heel.
Yeah, keep him heel, and then you get the boos coming in.
But then how about this? Then Brock Lesnar shows up on Raw the next night or whenever, a couple weeks later, but I would say the next night would be better. And he basically flips out, you know, calling out the Undertaker type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then the lights go out. But guess what? It's not the Undertaker, it's Sting. and he comes out and he says, you know, I was gonna wrestle the Undertaker. You know, people talked about it forever, and you ruined it, and you were better on that night. And now, and so you know what I mean. Now he wants to wrestle Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar beat the streak, and now Sting wants to beat Brock Lesnar. Sting, Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 31.
You can send well wishes to Sting's family. No, but dude, I'm serious. That idea you had was really fucking cool because this kind of falls into what Tommy, or was it Tommy that said that this could be a year-long feud or something?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's what it would end up being if you fucking had Dean go over on him with that little anything, even with that clothesline move, any of it. Then they go on another fucking feud. They just want to kill each other continuously.
Imagine, that would be great. That would be great. And if they ended it with that clothesline of his, I mean, I forget.
That would be so cool.
What the hell?
I could see Seth flipping 3 times before he hit the ground.
Yeah, just to sell the crap out of that, make it look amazing, and then and bam, Dean would win the title. Oh my God!
That would be so cool.
Even Daniel Bryan in that, you could easily.
I don't want Daniel Bryan anywhere. I want him to have a moment, but he's nowhere to be on near the title because he can't go like those two can right now.
I agree with you that I kind of don't mind if it's Daniel Bryan because I know Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins will have an amazing match because they had on Raw so many.
Well, it depends how he is after the surgery. I may change my mind.
But so I don't mind either one. You plug either one of those guys in there. But I would like, you know, because you could do it with either one. But that all depends on his health. And but I would love to see Dean do that as well.
If Daniel Bryan can have a match with Brock Lesnar, then I'll let him have a title shot. You know what I mean?
I could see Dean and Dolph or Dean and Barrett or somebody like that end up having a intercontinental title match at WrestleMania. That's my worry. But it would still be good though, especially if Dean won the title. You know, I think that would be cool. And now you've stepped Dean up a notch. And I think that most wrestling fans with a brain who understand how the cards are set here see. I see Roman Reigns as a Lex Luger. And
I love how we took him out of the equation.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened to Reigns. I mean, this is what we said. I always said from the beginning, I thought it was always a toss-up between Dean and Seth. I love how Seth sells in the ring, but I love how Dean's well-rounded with everything, the craziness, the personality, and then this classic WWE style that he has. So it's hard between the two. But then I do like how Reigns is this muscular, the brute, who says one word, and it's like, damn, these guys are really put together. But he, for me, is third place. Unfortunately, it's a battle between Dean and Seth, and unfortunately for Seth, I think because of Dean's just amazing personality with his ring ability, sort of might be ahead of Seth, you know. But at the same time, I think Seth has the better in ring ability. So it's really tough to pick them. But I leave Roman Reigns out last. But yet everybody's talking about Roman Reigns, them setting up Roman Reigns and grooming him to be the main event, which I think is a mistake. I don't see that. I think people are starting to figure that out. I think the crowd is going to figure it out. And, you know, Reigns is going to get left behind a little bit. Reigns to me is like Test, is like Lex Luger, you know, that type of thing. And even like something WWE said back when they were going to let Lex Luger be the All-American new WWE champion, but they had to put the belt.
Be a hero.
I forget what his music was, but
that was horrible, man.
Oh,
that
God.
whole fucking thing. Yeah, you're right.
But no, they said he wasn't able to do it. They realized at the last minute that Lex wasn't the guy, and I don't know if they realized he wasn't the guy because he wasn't over, or because they were worried about his drug issues or his personal issues. I don't know what it was, but Bret Hart was the guy to go with in the end, and you know you had to do it. If the fans were going crazy for Reigns, you know he would be there. There's no doubt about it. But they're not. They're not. They're going there. They'd rather see Dean and Seth. They'd rather see better wrestling. That's why Daniel Bryan is where he is. So, hey, it's not going to happen, Reigns fans. This is State of the WWE number 24, guys. Unbelievable we've been doing this long. We took a 3-month break, which is ridiculous. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and share this video everywhere and click the like button, of course. I want to thank Jesse for being here. I think that's it for right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I just hope that the best thing out of this isn't what we came up with. I hope WWE actually follows through with something good.
Yeah, I hope they get something better than what we came up with. This is a good point.
Well, no, what we came up with is good. I just hope that they, fuck,
You hope
suck.
You hope they fuck?
They suck.
You're listening to Wrestling Talk.
All right, guys.
with
See you later.
Attitude.
Thanks. Bye.
This is the
Wrestling's
Joe
fake.
Cronin Show. Now click like, subscribe, or die.
It's still real to me, damn it.
That's gonna be Kane! That's gonna be Kane!
Go to JoeCroninShow.com and check out all our sponsors. Check out everything on there because it's awesome. Especially Blue Cigs. Thanks for sending me the crap. Click the links to go to their site to get the best price possible. Jesse, thanks for being here.
Damn it.
Pew! Ottawa in Canada, Bret Hart style.